You're listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. Welcome and thank you for tuning in for another episode. I was inspired to sit down and record today after getting this email. Oh my gosh, it made my day. Listen to this. Since the Money Manifestor Challenge, I have downloaded all of your podcasts and I love listening to you. Ooh, when I read that, I thought, don't listen to me too much. I'm not that smart. You're such a vibe. I listen every day. Yesterday, I was listening to the one where you went to the chicken owner's course and I laughed so hard. You're so funny. That's nice to hear. I didn't know. Am I funny? I don't know. I guess I am to someone. Your podcast is my new favorite thing, and I am obsessed with it. You are such a welcome relief. Very unconventional. Ooh, I like that compliment. Thank you. And you are my kind of people. I'm not exaggerating when I say I freaking love you. Come on, how sweet is that? You changed my life! Exclamation point. Wow. High compliment. Thank you for your generosity. I would write this on iTunes, but I don't have it. Anyways, you get 5 gold stars from me. Loved that email. Thank you for sending it. And that's why I wanted to sit down and record today, because every once in a while I get reminded people still like these podcasts. Keep doing them, Jeanette. Okay, so here's what I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about how good all of us are getting at spotting BS. You know, our world is training us to be masters at it, right? Whether it's fake news or fake videos or phishing scams, we're getting better and better and better at spotting that stuff. Like in politics. It seems like it's just rampant in politics these days. Maybe it always was, and I'm just getting better at spotting it. I don't know. Or maybe it's easier to spot because it's just so outrageous. But I've got a neighbor who reports to me how the other political party, which she knows I have voted in support of, is ruining the country. And the things that she reports that she believes are astonishing to me. Like, she doesn't question it. How could she not know that that's not true? She needs a more discerning mind. I have told her so. I've told her so. It didn't go over well. It seems obvious to me, not to her. There's also, oh my word, do we run across these daily now, phishing scams? So we know how to spot those too, right? You know, the texts or the emails that are confirming our $650 order on Amazon. And if you didn't place this, you better click right now to report. Or the PayPal email saying your account's just been accessed. If this wasn't you, call this number. We're getting better at this. Or the fake videos. Oh my word, they're amazing. Oh my gosh, they're just so, and it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. No, I'm not going to be afraid about it. Well, I'm going to be excited about it. Okay, here's why. So I just watched one the other day where they had Linda Carter, you know, the original Wonder Woman, be the new Wonder Woman. Oh, they put Linda Carter in the new movie. I was transfixed. It was amazing. And all I could think when I watched it was, oh, we might get another Sean Connery Bond movie. We could, right? Come on, technology is getting that good. But it's important to be able to spot those fake videos because not all of them are designed to entertain. So we gotta know those too. And you've probably run across this as well, like on social media where, you know, there are bots that are designed to rile people up. That's their literal job. It's what they were created to do. Yes, sometimes they are actual human random trolls, but sometimes they're bots. Can you spot them? Like, can't you just tell when it's something that's designed to start a fight? Every once in a while, I'll see a Facebook friend fall for it, and they'll be arguing with a bot, and I'll say, you know, you're not arguing with a real person, right? But I don't say that because, you know, why spoil someone's fun? I saw a social media post the other day that I actually did repost for about... I saw it and I thought, oh, that can't be real. It was a picture of a carpet shark. You might know the one I'm talking about. It's gone viral a couple times, apparently. I just saw it the other day for the first time. I was amazed. I didn't think it could be real. I looked it up. Apparently it was. I reposted it. And then I did a little more research and discovered, no, it's not actually called a carpet shark. It was called something else, some kind of fish. I forget what kind of fish it was. There are such a thing as carpet sharks, but that's not what this was a photo of, so I took my post down. But you know what? I thought to check, because it seemed pretty amazing. It really is. If you Google carpet shark, they have some pictures of the regular carpet sharks, but there is one that looks like the creator of the Muppets made it. It's unbelievable. My point being, I thought to check, because I'm getting better and better at spotting BS. You are too, right? The world is requiring it of us. So we're so good at calling BS on fake stuff in the world, but how good are you at spotting your own? I'm talking about your inner critic or your gremlins or that lizard brain, whatever you want to call it, that part that spews a bunch of crap your way whenever it sees an opportunity to. How good are you at spotting that BS? The kind of stuff that says, you aren't good enough, they don't like you, you'll never get it right, there's something wrong with you, you missed your chance, you don't deserve to have what you want, you're too old, too young, too inexperienced, too broke, whatever it says. Do you spot those lies just as well as you spot the other lies out and about in the world? Because I talk to a lot of people who are good at spotting other lies, and yet they let that inner stuff pass by as if it were fact. Oh my gosh, we gotta be willing to question that stuff. We gotta do our research. We can't be believing every little thing that our gremlins are feeding us. Like the same way you question what you hear in politics or in a text from an unknown number or see something on a social media post that seems really outrageous, you gotta be able to spot your own BS too. Look, I'm pretty good at this. And mine still gets by my filter every now and again. Like the other day, I'm embarrassed to report this, but I will. Okay, so backstory. I was working in the garden with a pair of shears that I don't usually use. Okay, so there's that background info. And then later in the day, when I was done gardening, I was in the kitchen and I was making a sandwich and I was holding the jar of vegan mayonnaise and my left hand couldn't hold it. Like it was shaking. It was shaking and I was like, what is this? I didn't trust my hand to hold stuff anymore. I held my hand up to Chad and I said, look, like you could see it shaking. And he was unimpressed. But in my heart of hearts, I knew, that's it. I've got MS. This is it. This is my future. This is how it ends for me. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. That went through my head. And I'm supposed to be, I just told you how good I am at this, at spotting the lies in the world. And here's my gremlin. Well, you've got MS. I'm all, oh my gosh, I do. Stop it, Jeanette. Stop it. That's when I get my mind right, I know that you've got MS story is someone coming to an uneducated, fear-based conclusion. I'm too smart for that. So I just tell my gremlins to shush it, and that's when I remember, that's right, you're gardening with the shears, you use muscles you don't usually use. And sure enough, the next day it was gone. So, but for a minute I believed it. For a minute, like I expected Chad to be concerned with me. Whoa, this isn't good. I'm cracking myself up now, but I wasn't laughing at the time. Or like the other day when, my inner thoughts whispered to me, it was something like, you're never happy with it. And you know what? That seemed true at first. I do have a habit. This is just leftover perfectionism of thinking, this isn't good enough. It's usually something that I made or did. I kind of have a habit of thinking it's not good enough, but I've done a ton of work on that. You would not be listening to me right now if I hadn't. This podcast would not exist if I had not done that work. So I know perfect isn't something I'm ever going to get to, so I just got to go with good enough. So I do have that habit, and that's why it was easy to believe I'm never happy with it. But you know what? That thought's not helpful or even true. Even if it were true, it's not helpful. It's not worth thinking it. Even if it were true, but it isn't even true. Lots of times I am happy with it. Lots of times I'm really happy with it. I can't let my gremlins paint me out to be someone who's never satisfied, because that is not the reality I want to create. I like satisfaction. And thinking that thought doesn't make any room for satisfaction. So yeah, granted, I have room for improvement on this subject, but seriously, whenever you hear the words always and never in the context of a sentence that doesn't feel good to you, that might be your first tip-off that you are hearing something fabricated. That's a way to spot the gremlin lies. That's important for us to know how to spot the gremlin lies. So, how can you reveal yours? When I was thinking about this, the first thing that came to mind was to pay attention to how it makes you feel. That's kind of how you can spot those bots on social media too. Like, if you feel yourself feeling outrage, oh, that might be a sign. That's what they're trying to do. Got to be able to spot that. You can also maybe look for the motivation. Like, what's the ulterior motive here behind this thought? That might be a tip-off too. In fact, you know what we can do? We could go to there was a site I looked at on how to spot fake news. I think it was by factcheck.org. They had a list of ways to spot fake news, and it included, I think all of these can apply to us as well. Consider the source, they said. Consider the source. Yeah. You know what? Gremlins lie. That's what they do. They aren't really here. They aren't here to help. Maybe, in a way, maybe they do help. I talk about all the time. In fact, I just talked with a client today about how I don't mind when my gremlins are kicking up a fuss, because I use that as my trigger. It's my catalyst to remind myself of what I prefer. So in that sense, they're helping me get more traction with, I'm thinking the preferred thought more often, so that neural pathway is getting stronger every time, and pretty soon that's how it is for me. So in that sense, gremlins can be helpful, but it's worth remembering. Gremlins lie. It's what they do. The other tip was to read beyond the headline, like go deeper into the story for the true facts. Just like me with the shaking hand. Go deeper into the story. Oh yeah, that's right. You were using the shears that you don't usually use. Yeah. Their other tip was check the author. I guess I could repeat again, gremlins lie. But you know what? You could also check your status. Like, are you tired or hungry or overwhelmed or recently rejected in some way, divorced or fired or broken up or something? Because sometimes our filters that normally work great falter when we're not in a great mood or in a great state. If we're compromised, sometimes those filters don't work as well. Their other tip was, what's the support? Okay, so you could just ask your gremlin, what do you have to back that up with, gremlins? Like, I'm listening, make your case. And they won't be able to. Not when you're not under their spell. When you're rational and you're just investigating, you're researching, you can tell. They also said check the date. Like, oh, yeah, that applies to our gremlins too. Sometimes they're just playing old tunes for us, They just got this stuff on repeat. Like, maybe the first time you heard this was when you were a little kid from a mean kindergarten teacher or a sibling or maybe even a parent, Sometimes that old stuff likes to replay. Don't fall for that. They also suggested checking your biases. Like, are you already prone? This is my take on it when we're spotting gremlins. Are you already prone to believe bad things about yourself? If so, you got to question every bad thing you hear, because you can't trust. If you've got a bias, you got to investigate that. You got to be willing to question it. They also suggested consulting the experts. Oh, I like this one too. Like when my gremlins are chatting up a storm, you know what? That's a good time to check in with my inner being or my inner guidance, my higher self, whatever you want to call it, inner wisdom, or even your angels or guides or whoever you trust more than those silly gremlins. Silly gremlins. I'm hearing that in the tone of the commercial. The rabbit. Tricks are for kids. Silly rabbit. Okay, anyway. I'm just saying you can run those gremlin lies through the same filters that you've used to spot fabrications and falsehoods and fake news in the rest of the world. because we can't let that stuff lead. We can't let it run rampant because our thoughts are creating our reality. And we've got way too many fabulous dreams to bring to life to be messing around with that crap. All right, I hope you got some good inspiration from this episode. Thanks for listening, and thanks for all the emails and reviews. They are much appreciated. Happy manifesting, everyone.